Hey guys, plain old Barney here. Welcome to my third video. This is going to be a full flight video. The FS Labs A319 Airways livery from Gatwick to Amsterdam as Speedbird 78 Alpha Mike. Started off the aircraft on stand 16 at Gatwick in the cold and dark config. So I'm just going to go through and start it up how I would, and hope you enjoy the video. Right, so first of all, start it up. So looking at the battery, they're above 25.5 volts on each. The little humming. External power is available. So that. So get the started. Then we can get our lovely passengers loaded. Right. Atsu. Boarding. Okay, what is our zero fuel weight today? So our zero fuel weight is 7.2. I'm using Simbrief for the flight plan again. I'll put some of the details in the comment section and the description, so that's all come across there. I'm going to request that, board now. That should get the outside started. Oh. Shall we? Go. Get all that going. Turned off the AI traffic, as you can see, so Gatwick's a bit bare at the moment. That's just because whilst I'm recording, I just want to keep the frame rates as high as possible. I'm trying a new quality of recording by trying to do it in 1440p rather than 1080, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. But yeah, love the FS Labs Airbus. It's so realistic, especially with the noises, like the cargo doors and stuff. It's excellent. Right, anyway, so back inside. So we've got the external power connected. Everything's looking reasonably good. So what we can do now, do our scan. So if I go down a bit, so start on the left side. Crew supply can go on. Ground control audio to on. Captain purser. Have RS's 1, 2 and 3. A great order. And cut up the middle, so put on nav and logo lights to strobes to auto. We haven't fueled yet, so we'll leave that seatbelt signs off for now. Eventually exit lights are on. All looks good. Turn the batteries off and then bring up the electrical page. Just check that they've actually gone off, and we turn them back on again. Just check that the amps don't rocket away and stay high, which they're not, coming back down, which is good. That's just to check for thermal runaway. So obviously, if you can remember back to the 7.8 when it first started, batteries were catching fire. That's just to check that the batteries aren't running away in terms of heat and stuff. So anyway, APU starting. The external power. Right, fuel pumps can remain off for now whilst we refuel. Right, PA is on. Up slightly. That's so it can record the flight deck audio. For some reason it's linked to the PA volume. Yeah. Right, then coming back to middle, so check the QNH set correctly. God, that's a high. So it also shut down. Okay. Right, so ECAM APU auto shutdown must switch off. Clear that. Status in op systems APU. Don't have a clue why that is, but try another start in a sec. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so set my box up. 2228, which is the Unicom frequency. Weather radar can tilt up. Heart brakes on. All looks sensible. Those are all in the normal position. all set there. VHF2 will go to 1215. TC transponder, that goes to above. That's standby. Standby. Whoever's PF, which I am, so 1. Actually repeating on. So that, the initial scan done. So now we can start setting up the aircraft. Apparently boarding's complete, which amazes me how quickly that was. Wish it in real life it was that quick. But anyway, right, so let's start up setting up the box. So what I do is I have plan mode, which is this mode here in plan 20. Gives you a good overview of what you're doing in the FMC. GC, I should say, for Airbus. Right, so FMGC. That's all that's correct. 319, which we are. Database is correct. Okay, so we are going EGKK to EHAM Amsterdam. Train 1 Zulu, Red 4 Alpha, that is correct. I'll insert that so you can see that it's loaded it in. Alternate is going to be Brussels, UBR. We are Speedbird 78 Alpha. Cost index of 20. And at cruise flight level 230. Winds will request. RSs are all aligned by the looks of it, which is good. Flight plan. So frame 1 Zulu. That there, which all looks good. With the 5000 stop. So 5000 is set in the window. Just click through it, check that it all links up, there's no gaps. Right. Red 4 Alpha stops at Sugal. So what we'll do, put our arrival in. So I'm expecting to land onto 36 right in Amsterdam. That's 36 right. Red 4 Alpha's in there. I'll just leave that blank. Normally what they do in Amsterdam, you end up getting to about here and they'll clear you direct to the Sierra Papa Lima, which is a VOR on the middle of the airfield. And they'll just break you off, bring you downwind and land, so it's quite a nice approach. Right. As usual, I like to put my fixes in. 25-mile ring around Gatwick. Rad navs, don't need anything for today, so I'll leave them free tuning. Right, what's my plan if we don't go anywhere? Come back into Gatwick 08 right. That's back in there. Once those need to change, but I'll do that in a minute. Secondary. Out in a second. So in it B, I'll just do first of all. So what have we got? Taxi time 200 kilos. That's good. Alternate fuel 0.3 tons. It's to Brussels, and then it will calculate the rest once I've put in the data. So it's fine. Right. Secondary flight plan. Copy the active. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Jetling. I'll just put a return into Gatwick. So return will be ILS 08 right. And then we'll just fill out the weather, the details. So if we do need to come back in, you have to, you're ready just to activate that secondary flight plan. And you can come back in. So the weather at Gatwick, got a METAR here, 350 at 10. You should be 26 for takeoff then, or is that METAR out of date? It is all across. You know what? I reckon we'll use 26 for departure. I'll just amend this. 26 left. This departure, it's going to be Rain 1 X-ray. Basically looks a bit different. Which is there. To the gap. Just connect those up. Cool. Anything else change yet? Need to change that. So change the runway, change the return runway. Performance won't do anything just yet, so we'll come back to that. The fuel, nothing change yet. So we'll copy back the active, but return from Sunav, which is this point here, onto 26 left at Gatwick. So we've got a minimum of 400. Got a wind at the moment on the latest METAR of 350 at 10. Bit of a crosswind from the right. Temperature of 5 degrees. And a QNH of 0.5. Air altitude on this runway is 3,000 feet. Put that in there. Right. Let's do some critical data. It's very important because that's how the Airbus does all its magic. So I'll load the ACARS information here, so that's all come across, which is correct. Don't know where it's got 2 hours 48 as the estimated time en route, so I'll edit that. So it's going to be 50 minutes. Back, so OFP data. This is just so it can calculate load sheet and stuff. So block fuel, we need 5 tons. Right in there. Taxi fuel is going to be 200. Trip fuel 2239. So the zero fuel weight of 57.2. Estimated departure time. It's going to be 09:35, which is in 5 minutes from now. Turn that off. Do need to get some fuel, so what I'll do is load that in the lazy way. So fuel, 5 tons. So fuel's now on board. Means the seatbelt sign can go on. Also try starting the APU again. Okay, so now we're just waiting for a load sheet. It should come through via the ACARS, which it has. So there they are. Looks like the APU is starting correctly, which is good. It's a message. It's all pretty standard. Load sheet. Okay, here we go. So we can now do our load sheet date. So, 78 Alpha Mike to Amsterdam, Uniform Oscar Echo, 2 and 4 crew. 0 fuel weight of 57.2. We've got a max 0 fuel weight. 30. Isn't there? How much fuel do we have? 5 tons. But I'll put 4.9 in just because by the time we actually get going, it'll probably start trickling down. That's in there. Takeoff weight of 61.9, which is good. So 100 kilos off that. And backed out, that takeoff weight, 29.9. So that's what we'll settle the trim. 156 people. That can remain on normal up here. That is good. So, do I accept it? No, I'll accept it now. Right, performance now. So, go back. Let's request. So, we need Gatwick. 26 left. Intersections a bit wet though. Looks pretty dry. Do packs on just to keep it simple. Anti-ice off. Wet no. The wind 350. So what was it? 350 at 10 knots. Goes in here. Temperature of 5 degrees. QNH of 1035. Got takeoff weight. Estimated takeoff weight, we said 61.9, so I always add a ton just so if the weight changes between now and when we take off, like if you have any extra passengers join or baggage changes, taking it into account. So 62.9. Send that off. Should get the performance back in a second. So what else can I do whilst I'm waiting for the performance? So APU started, so I can do that. Get rid of the external power. Put the fuel pumps on. Right, okay guys, so performance has finally arrived. So click the performance, it would normally print out, but we'll just do it from here. The 7.8 alpha mic, correct call sign, correct reg, 26 left, dry off on. That looks correct. And we are currently parked on stand 16, which is bang opposite mic. Most likely, from this position, we'll push back to face the east and then expect to taxi around like this and go off to mic 1 here. So I will put mic 1's performance in. So mic 1 is going to count as full length. So that is 26 left. No shift, flaps 1. Left, no shift, flap 1. Flexing 69. Got a V1 of 141. VR of 142. A V2 of 146. So, green dot within 3 dots, so that's good. Right, I did say that I needed to change these, so I'm going to use 1,000 feet as the standard thrust reduction altitude. So 1,200 feet is. So that is 1,000 feet above the aerodrome. So we're at 200 feet currently at Gatwick, so that's 1,200 feet. There is a speed restriction on this SID, by the looks of it. 220 knots around the turn. So that is just so your radius of turn is kept in there, so you don't go blasting off towards Heathrow, because obviously Heathrow's got SIDs coming down from the north. So I'm going to make that 220, so I'll pre-select it, so I'm in control of when we start accelerating. Otherwise the aircraft will just go overhead that and then accelerate. So I've pre-selected 220 in there. Right, that, I believe, most of the pre-flight stuff done. So just do a quick check that everything's complete, and I'll may as well start getting rid of the stuff on the outside first of all. See if the jet bridge disconnects. Yes, which it is. So let's have a look. So what have I got to do? So the PFD all looks correct. We've got our speeds, got our flight control, flight autopilot modes, both flight directors.
Captain, we are ready for pushback.
Hello. Let's put the VORs to on. But they'll auto-tune, so they'll just pick their own VORs to do. We've got our departure and our routing, which is all correct. And I can check it by checking that the time, the 50 minutes on there, matches what I've planned. So 50 minutes, distance of 244 miles, and according to the flight plan should be 243. And we should be landing with 2.6 tons, and the plan remaining is 2.5. So looks all good. Done our performance, so that's all correct. Done all the fuel planning. We've got our return option. Obviously, this is where you would most likely, we would have a proper brief and sort of to discuss any emergencies and anything, any abnormals, stuff that's going to catch us out. But obviously, being flight sim, I haven't programmed any emergencies, so it shouldn't do any. Which is good, so it should just be a simple, straightforward flight. Right, so we're all ready. Everything looks good up there. We've got the APU. What I'm going to do, start setting up for the pushback. So prepare pushback and departure. Quick edit. Said. Nicely.
Departure check completed.
Park brake's still set, so we'll do our
release parking brakes.
pre-departure stuff. So beacons on. Transponder can go to auto. So on this one here. The windows and the doors are closed on there, which is good. I believe we are ready for pushback. So he's ready downstairs, so release the park brake.
Commencing push.
Start the timer.
Engines clear. Start at will.
So we're cleared to start. So I can turn that to ignition. Check that all the FADEC, which is the electric engine control, has come alive. Got pressure at the start valve. Starting to. and the PA off. Should be able to hear the briefing from inside now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to brief you on the safety procedures of this aircraft. We ask you to remove your personal headphones until the end of the safety brief. All handheld devices, including mobile phones, must now be in flight safe mode or switched off, held securely or placed into a pocket. Larger devices, including laptops, must now be switched off and stowed away safely. As a reminder, smoking is not permitted at any time whilst on board. If you do have any questions, please ask a member of your cabin crew.
I love this about the FS Labs, that it actually simulates being inside the cabin. It's just incredible.
Hello. We'll now demonstrate the safety features on this aircraft. Please pay attention, as these may differ from an aircraft that you've flown on before.
Classic. That was really good. I think I would have done it like that actually.
Yeah.
Right, we are in the position. Stop moving so park brakes can go on,
Waiting your
which it
confirmation
is.
for good engine start.
Still waiting for number 2, but I will get rid of them because I'm not foreseeing any issues. So confirm good engine start. Right, that's available. So number 1 is like 1.
Overhead locker. Please place items in the locker carefully, as they may fall out and injure someone.
I'm feeling shaken and stirred. And you are Joanna Lumalek. Joanna, right, okay.
Unlocking
When
gear.
you put the seat, you've got Henderson block. You don't block work before? Yeah, you have. Okay. Action.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
I do find GSX live sometimes, loud sometimes. Right, so the tug is going. Female tug driver. Number 1 is starting.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thanks, mate.
I'm actually a model myself.
Oh, really? What kind of modelling?
Plus size male modeling actually. What have you done? Whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
Right, so how are we doing? Right, that's 2 good starts. So that can go to norm. APV can go off. Consider the engine anti-ice. We're not planning to use it, so that can remain off. APU can go off. The pilot monitoring will arm the speed brakes, which are down here. Reset that. Rudder trim. Set our required flaps, which is flaps 1 today. Set our trim, which as we said was going to be 30, which is pretty much already set. Check all the doors are armed. And check that the status page is good. We are all ready for taxi once it goes.
Will be provided. Masks like this will appear automatically. Stay in your seats and pull the mask towards you.
What I would do, because it's quite a short taxi, we're only going over here. So I do most of the checks here, so we can do our flight controls now. So that's full right, full left, full up, down. And the rudders, left, full right. So that looks good. Once we've done those, I'm going to max auto brake. There's no one in front, so I can also turn the weather radar on. And the transport. So as far as the taxi stuff, we are basically ready. Just need to wait for the cabin crew, which the PA is still going on. Just taxi forward, so down lights, return off. Let's go. Off to Amsterdam. A gentle brake check. Not.
You said this coffee is disgusting.
You know what? You're a really rude little man with a horrible ponytail, and that's my coffee.
I will hold at Mike 1, which is the Cat 1 holding point, which is the one with the little wigwags flashing lights on.
Bond.
Right. So park brake set.
Be wonderful if you've got any spare change in any currency. If
Nearly
you can
done.
find it, take it out.
Bill 319. Sounds are so realistic. Nope, still nothing. Okay, we'll just treat it as we can go. So, take config test is normal, so we've done all our bits, so we are ready to depart. No one on final, no one on TCAS. Let's go. Just alert the cabin crew. Hot brakes released. Oh, yeah, they were cool.
Hi, it's Hannah. That's the cabin
Bye.
secure for takeoff. Thanks.
Right. Running up to 6 left. Okay, let's go. Take off. Manflex 69, SRS runway, which is the FMAs down here. Auto thrust. Slightly down on the nose.
V1.
It's towards 15 degrees. Let's pilot in. Right, that's 1,000 feet, so it's flashing thrust climb. There we go, thrust climb. It's gone to. Packs are both on, so we don't need to do anything with those. Now it's going to go up to the 220 knots that we pre-selected.
As the captain has already mentioned, we recommend that you keep your and they must be securely fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is on. We are about to start our onboard food.
Slow to accelerate. Right, round the corner we go. Right, above the S speed, so we'll go flap 0, so speed checked, flap 0. And also, we're within the London TMA, you generally don't want to be rocketing up to your level off, so I'm going to go to vertical speed. Select 1500 feet a minute, so we're gently climbing up to 5,000. Because otherwise, if two aircraft, one's descending, one's climbing really fast, you can get TCAS issues. Right, so turning nicely round. 1,000 feet to go, 220 knots. Get rid of the lights. And get rid of the spoilers. It's done. So out star we've got right. Not doing this one on VATSIM, so I'll just do it myself. So a gentle climb. So you see the QNH 1035 there. So when I go to standard, pressure's gonna drop. So we're gonna the high to low, look out below. So basically our altitude's gonna drop. So if you watch this, so we drop to about 400 feet. So if it was the other way around, where you get a really low pressure, so going open climb to flight level 70, set standard across there, which is good. We're still at 220 knots. What I will do is select the 1500 feet a minute, just again because we're within 2000 feet of the level off. So what I mean is that I use this thing where high to low, look out below. So if you're high pressure going to low pressure, so over 1013, which is standard, so 1035, for instance, in this case, you're going to be lower. So high to low, look out below. Whereas if you are low pressure going to a high pressure, so say you're under 1013, say you're like 986, and then you're going to 1013, going to standard, it's going to be low to high, low to sky. So you're going to climb. So say you were at 6,000 feet climbing to flight level 70, it's 1,000 feet at your current QNH. However, if you go to standard from a low pressure, it might only be a couple hundred feet between it. So you've just got to be careful. So you don't want to be going really climbing really quickly up to bust through it. That makes sense. I hope it does. Anyway, so let's get climbing. So we want to go up to 230, so cross climb, open climb, 230 blue. And also we're past that speed restriction, so I can accelerate, which will also get the engines up quicker. The Airbus, for some reason, is quite slow at responding in auto thrust modes. Cabin should be working, so don't need to release them or anything. Gatwick down there. Right, the 250 restriction goes all around there, but what I'm going to do, to go heading, point us towards the direction we want to go. They do that in real life as well, so see the M25 down there. And they'll give us Rep to Ratlow, that'll be a good one. Right, so we're direct to Ratlow, accelerating, we're above 100, get rid of the belts. Do all our other bits, so that can go to airport, so we've got a reference where we are. I can clear my fix, clear any radio aids which we have. Change that to our landing runway at Amsterdam, so 36 right. Don't need to do anything in here yet. Secondary, I'll just take a copy of it. Right, it's landing in 40 minutes by the looks of it. That can also go to standard. So I was levelled off out star, so what I can do now, I don't want to come back that far on speed, so I'll select 310 knots. That was a bit extreme. Anyway, right, so top of descent 10:15, so 15 minutes, so it's reasonably good, so we can get the weather. Well, first of all, sorry, I can go down on TCAS, which means that it's now looking below most of them. So check that just everything looks reasonably normal. Which it does, cool. Right, get ready for the approach. Get some weather. Doing that. To AOC menu, weather, METAR. Go, so let's fill out the weather for Amsterdam. 280 at 7, so 3.6 might not work now. Looks like the wind's sort of spun around a bit, so we could plan for, look, runway 27 could work. So what I'll do is I will change that ILS 27, so we've still got the same arrival, but onto ILS 27. It's now in there. So performance, let's fill out this. So we've got 280 at 7, 5 degrees, 032. Like I did before, I can back set that on here. So 1032 is set. That's now set to the arrival UNH. If I look at the chart, 3,000 feet to go and altitude. Right, what's the minimum? Cat 1, 190. Okay, so the runway length, 3,500 meters. However, I think BA Park halfway down it, so we don't want to roll all the way that far. So what I'll do is I'll go low, idle reverse and flat full. Try and vacate as soon as we can to the left. As per my usual, I put the 25-mile ring in. It's done there. And also for this one, I'm going to put the Sierra Papa Lima, because from my experience of Amsterdam, I like to clear direct to the Sierra Papa Lima and then peel you off from there. So let's just check that that all looks correct. Good, hurry up. Don't know why that's not moving, but maybe it will catch up in a second. Anyway, there you go. So that's our routing to Amsterdam. So normally we'd have a bit of a chat and stuff. Oh, I'll put Sierra Papa Lima in here as well, just so for a reference. Normally we'd brief how we're going to fly the approach, what's going to happen, all that sort of stuff. Because I'm single pilot, I won't be doing that. I'll leave 36 right in there just in case we do end up on 36 right. So now I've got a plan A, which is obviously plan 27. Plan B, which is 36 right if we needed it. I'll leave that as it is. Now we just enjoy the cruise for a bit. Okay guys, just about to start a descent, so approaching the top of descent arrow, so I'm going to go down to 100 initially. That's the mode I want. We are going to sort of go downwind like this, and then come back around and land on 27. Start vectoring myself now, so heading 070. I can also extend the centre line. Tidvo. So what is the extended centre line? So 087. Go, so that's out like that. Set our heading again, 070. There we go, so we've got our... Okay, good, now looks good. Right, okay, so we're a bit further in, so Amsterdam, it's just down here somewhere. You should be able to see in the fog. Cloud, sorry. Right, so let's go get a further descent. So we'll go down to the 2,000 feet, which is the platform. And we're still heading nicely downwind, I'll just tweak it to the right a bit. Runway will land down here. Not. Alright, what I'll do is I'll turn the seatbelt sign on. I think that will get the cabin crew doing their scent stuff, whatever they do. Yeah.
And on the fasten seatbelt sign, as we will shortly be landing at our destination.
Right. In and out of clouds, so I'll leave the anti-ice on. Temperature's still below 10. Need the LS push buttons up. You can see the ILS, which is identified there. Sierra Papa Lima identified, which is also good, which is the VOR on the airfield. Turning nicely downwind. What I'll do is I'll go down to 2,000 feet, and then I'll manage the speed so that we start slowing down.
Nearest exit. Thank you.
It's amazing that you can download these airline packs so you can get the cabin announcements for all the different airlines. So I downloaded the BA one, and I think it's using their latest safety video, which is quite amazing, really. Let's get some landing lights on. Showers in Amsterdam today. The MSA around here is 1,700 feet, so that's pretty good, so we're going to level off above that. Right, okay, so how are we doing? So to touchdown, we've got 8 miles, so we're still slightly high, so I'll just keep it coming down for now. Then I'll turn us, base leg, beam pivot. Okay, I'll manage the speed now. Pidvo, sorry. Start turning us base leg. Vertical speed a bit just to bring that speed back quicker.
2,500.
Barking dog. ETU, so that's the hydraulic pump, keeping the pressure between the two hydraulic systems. Rad out. You can see that Amsterdam's flat because the rad out sort of matches the barrow. Right, below the limiting speed, so speed's checked, flap 1. I can also continue the turn round so we intercept the approach, so 220 will be nice. Temperature's still below 10. Just popped out a cloud so we can get rid of the anti-ice. Leveling off at 2,000 feet, and we are clear for the approach, so I can hit that for that. And I'm going to fly it decelerated, so I'm going to fly down the approach, and then at 4.5 miles from the runway on that I will go gear down, start configuring for the final approach. The runway is out there somewhere.
2000.
Amazing scenery, the FlyTampa scenery. Box star, which is there, so that means that we're intercepting to the localizer. And we've got the glide slope, so I'll go flap 2. Or fly 160 till our 4.5 mile point. It doesn't slow down, I can always just take the gear. The 319 can be quite slippery. And there's the runway. Go for the gear now as it's not slowing down too fast, so gears down, lights can go on, and speed brake can arm. Flap 3. Flap full. And I want to be back on the speed by 500 feet on the rad out, so it's looking good. Line checklist, the gears down, we've got no blues. Current altitude, which is for this runway 3000, is set, and I presume the cabin's secure because I put the seatbelt sign on early enough, so we are looking good. There it is. Right, I'm going to disconnect the autopilot, we're all stable by the looks of it. Autopilot's coming out. And as I said in my first video, it's really smooth inputs on the Airbus. Definitely stable now.
400. 300. 100 above.
So I'm just using small inputs to keep it on the extended sense line, but wind's quite calm, so it's not having to use too many, which is good.
Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. Retard.
Bit firm, but got a clap, so that's good. Right, full reverse. Disconnect the auto brake. We'll roll to the second left. That's 70 knots, so I'll get rid of the reverses. Welcome to Amsterdam. Alright, so we're off the runway. Get rid of the landing lights and the strobes. The AP started, and I'll take the first left. No, I won't. I'll go straight across onto the second left. That taxiway doesn't look like a cam. Right. Stand was Delta 24 written down here, which is probably a BA stand, so that's fine. Let's start retracting everything. So spoilers are disarmed, flaps are up, CPU we're starting, it can go off, responder can go off, and the weather radar. So I'm going to follow this around, so we're on Alpha, which is the omnidirectional taxiway. We're going to go round the corner till we find Delta 24.
Loud until you've reached the designated area. All of us at
Right, so Delta 24, I believe, is on the other side of this pier here. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. It's my first full flight one, so it's not going to be perfect, but please leave comments, any questions, anything you think I did wrong, anything you think I should do differently. Any BA pilots out there who are watching who think I missed something, I probably have. As I say, I use my own SOPs, I don't use any particular airlines ones, so just like, subscribe, all that standard stuff, that'd be great, and hope you enjoy my videos. Let's park up, so we're going to go down here, Delta 24, it's going to be down here on the right. So what I'll do is I'll straighten up, then request the GSX parking stuff, so Delta 24, don't need to follow me. Avia Park, no. Lights can go. Right, Delta 24, here it is. So, plan looks good. Got a marshaller. Turning on. There we go. So, park brake is on. AP is available. Shutting down. Fuel pumps are off. 2000 thing about full, which is already set, so that can go off. We are in Amsterdam. Took 1 hour 2 minutes, which is pretty good, and a flight time of about 45 minutes. That's about what we wanted, so check well. Well guys, welcome to Amsterdam. Thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed it. And as before, please like and subscribe and all that. And hope to see you again in my next video.